Welcome to another exhilarating episode of Comic Book Straight Talk, brought to you from the secret basement inside one of America's oldest comic shops, Tulsa's own The Comic Empire. Now, true believers, open up your ear holes and get ready to have your head filled with the best comic book knowledge this galaxy can handle. That's right, it's time for another nerd overload with Comic Book Straight Talk.
Welcome back to Comic Book Straight Talk. This Dalian.
Terry.
I didn't know if she was going to do it or not.
Carrington.
And James. Carrington was trying to do the intro and Dow butted in.
I'm sorry. Do you want to do it? No.
No.
See, I didn't think she did. See, she was shaking her head going no, and had that terrified look like, like a deer in the headlight look, like,
Like deer in the headlights, right?
Deer in a headlight look, yeah.
Laser focus.
Laser focused? Okay. All right. So today we're going to kind of talk about things that we're thankful for in the comic-wise.
We have Thanksgiving coming up, and so
we do,
I figured we can talk about things that we're thankful-wise, not just in comics, but in general, in our life, things that we're thankful of. I mean, everybody has problems, but, this is a time to be thankful for some of the things that you do have.
Starts the holiday season and things to be thankful for and happy for.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and kick it off, Dow?
Oh, yeah, sure, thanks. Okay. Family and friends are for one thing,
Right. I'm thankful for my fans and my friends.
Your fans? You're
my
thankful
fans.
for the fans,
Thankful for the fans
out there?
Definitely thankful for my fans.
And that one over in Nova Scotia? Or no, it was in...
Finland.
Finland, yes.
I mean, I don't have a lot of family, so I am thankful for what family I do have. I'm thankful for my friends, but not just thankful for them. I'm thankful that I can, joke with them and, and we don't get mad at each other, well, most of the time. We're all different, but yet we can communicate. I'm thankful that we can be here today and just, be able to do this podcast.
Yeah.
Is that the thing you're most thankful for, or is it dollar boxes?
Dollar boxes I'm very thankful for as well. I'm thankful for, comic-wise, I've had the pleasure of reading a lot of comics, so I'm thankful for that, but I'm really thankful for is what I really enjoy. Yes, dollar boxes, but when I'm able to get together with some of the friends that I can't normally see that aren't local around here, like when I go to cons and stuff, I can visit with them and talk to them, and just I'm really appreciative of that as well.
What you? Oh, okay, over there. Carrington, what about you?
What are you thankful for, Carrington?
Family and friends. And K-pop.
And K-pop.
By the way,
he's Jewish.
there is a new K-pop star from Jinx, Oklahoma.
We were talking about this before we started.
Yes.
And her name is Alexa. And her song is called Bomb. You should go check it out.
Don't go around asking her random questions. She probably doesn't know the answer to them.
Yeah.
James, what are you thankful for?
Just like everybody else, friends, and, I don't know.
Are you sure you're thankful for the friends?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Good group of
Friends, family, Vampirella's costume.
I'm sure at times, we've all gotten on each other's nerves, but, at the end of the day, like you said, we can laugh and joke, and, we may get mad at each other briefly, but, it's not, something that's carried over and, lost friendships over.
Right, yeah.
So.
I'm thankful for the phrase, damn it, Dal.
That's a good phrase.
That is a good phrase.
I'm thankful I've got a job that I enjoy with a good company and for the good things that the company's able to do. It's the local ambulance service, so
I'm thankful to kind of just have a job in this day and age. So
yeah.
I mean, while it's not making me rich, I'm able to do the things that I like, which is be able to buy comic books and video games and stuff like that, and save a little bit here and there. I mean, always a little in debt here and there, but that's part of life. I guess.
And you're able to take off and go places too
I'm able
with
to
your
kind of
job.
take off. Not all the time, but they're pretty flexible. They're real flexible with my dad and his problems with the cancer he's having, and having to take off to when he's not feeling well, and take him for tests and stuff like that. So
and while none of us is rich, we can buy things that we enjoy. For a lot of us, it's comics, and we can get. None of us will be buying an Action #1, but
I got it on layaway
But
upstairs.
if we, there's a
Right.
couple $100 book, most of us can swing that eventually. I mean, there's a lot of people that can't.
yeah, I swung that yesterday.
You're supposed to be paying off your layaway.
I know,
I'm working on
right?
that too.
He comes in here. Oh man, I can't buy any books or anything. I gotta stop. I can't buy anything.
In the
my
last
bills I
about
gotta pay and
week
everything.
and
And
a
I see all
half,
those things he gets.
I have paid $60 back there. I've paid on it.
Cool.
Compared to what it was, it's quite a ways down there.
True.
So I'm thankful for my layaway. And
Thank you for your layaway. Yeah. I'm thankful.
Thankful for whoever brought in all those horror magazines,
Right.
because I got some of them.
I'm glad that companies are putting out stories that I actually want to read. And not just crap. I'm not naming any one particular company. But
Marvel.
Okay, I wasn't going to name them, but I mean, their sinking ship has kind of righted itself a little bit, and I mean,
I'm thankful that there is a plethora of material out there to be able to choose from, and then try and find something new and find something to like.
I'm thankful for the word plethora.
plethora. Another
And
good word.
spoon.
Another
Say
good.
it. Say spoon. It's fun to say.
So is ponder. Ponder's a fun word, also.
And verisimilitude.
What's a? I think we've just gone to go.
So you also
Verisimilitude. What does it even?
What doesn't it mean?
And what now? What were you gonna say?
They said, well, you wanted to continue on with a little bit of, you wanted to talk about some movie news.
Well, I know it's been the last few weeks, probably the last 3 or 4 weeks. A couple of directors have been bashing the Marvel movies, saying that they're not cinematic quality movies, and that they're, I can't remember the exact quote, ruining the movie industry, basically. It comes from two guys that I really could care less to see another movie from them. So Martin Scorsese and
they're making
De Niro.
the movies that people want to see, and you
Right.
know how I know that? Because it made $1 billion.
Right.
I mean, who cares what your view of a movie is? If that's what people want to see, then make that movie.
I mean, I know.
If you make a movie people don't want to see, we've seen those. They bomb.
Right. Well, I know Kenny's a big gangster fan. I know he loved the Godfather movies. I've seen half of the Godfather, and that's all I really care to see.
Damn it, Dal.
So yeah, and I mean, De Niro wise, I mean, he's been in some good movies, but they were like movies that were not like hard thinking, like The Intern. I liked him in that movie, but I haven't seen any movies he's directed. I don't care. I'm not a gangster movie fan, so that's a lot of what he's done.
Well, he's just turned into a bitter old curmudgeon in the last
That's another
5 or
fun
6
word.
years anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, James. I mean, they're movies that, yeah, they're popcorn feature movies. What the Marvel movies are.
But people have made movies that they thought were going to be wildly popular, and they weren't. That maybe checked some of the boxes that these movie makers.
Right. I mean, almost any Michael Bay movie could be in that way.
Well, I was thinking of like the John Carter.
Oh yes,
Mars one.
yes.
They that should have been a runaway blockbuster hit, and people could have cared less.
Well, like this last
Couldn't
Terminator
have
movie.
cared less.
You know, I mean, it's just it tanked.
The new
The new Terminator movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's $100 million budget. I think it's only made like 40 million back, something like that, roughly. So I mean, it's. I don't,
And I've had friends that have gone to that and said it's actually pretty good,
Yeah.
but I think they burned up all their goodwill years ago.
They seem to be coming at it from like, if you're not making a movie that, you know, is to some degree bringing some sort of awareness to something or some social consciousness, or it's not considered artistic, then why make it? you
Right.
know? And that's where they come from with a lot of their movies. I mean, the Godfather movies, but at the same time, I mean, those movies are like 2.5, 3 hours long.
Right,
and
yeah.
There's extended cuts. I mean,
Well, and lots
Most
of
of
people
it's just
went and saw
boring.
those
Right.
movies, so I'm not
Right.
denigrating.
right, and I'm not saying those movies they sucked either.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't my cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
My cup of tea. But I mean, I know.
That's the tea.
Okay. But you know, I know people like them, so I'm not gonna say, well, Kenny, your movie sucks. It's horrible.
It's not
No.
bringing the downfall of the movie
No.
industry. I mean, eventually somebody will make another Godfather-esque movie, and people are going to go and see it and enjoy it. I mean, so
I mean, The Departed was years after any, you know, but it wasn't it Scorsese?
I think so. I think it may have been
Yeah.
him and De Niro.
I mean, so it's just, you know, there's going to always be different people making different type of movies.
Right.
So there's no need to be bashing everybody.
Well, like
else's
Mike's always
movie.
said, you know, that's why they make chocolate and vanilla ice cream.
And Peppermint.
And Neapolitan.
Now apparently, peppermint is an abomination. That should not be ice cream. I love peppermint ice cream myself, but I've heard that it's an abomination of ice cream. So I don't know.
So what are your thoughts, Kenny? You're quiet over there.
I got nothing. man.
He's got nothing.
You can't see him.
I just-
raising his...
People that complain about a blockbuster movie, they're just bitter. I mean, blockbuster movies have been around forever. They're not going to change the world. They're just there for theaters to sell popcorn, okay?
Right, and for people to enjoy themselves for 2.5
Nobody
hours.
was claiming that Avengers was the greatest movie ever made.
And it
Right.
wasn't going to solve any of the
not gonna
world's
solve
problems.
any world's
It
problems.
wasn't
It's not going to be socially conscious.
No, but for two
raise
and a half.
awareness.
But it was. I mean, Avengers was very socially conscious,
it-
but
Yeah.
it didn't preach it.
Right.
You know, but it talked to the plight of trash pandas.
Yeah.
Genetically altered.
No, that was
trash-
Guardians.
Well, he,
Yeah. Well, I guess Avengers. I guess Endgame. Okay, I was thinking first Avengers. Yeah. But yeah. Everyone loves a trash panda. They're so cute, fuzzy, and. But right, I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's like people who want to go to a horror movie or a creature movie and expect a majorly great plot and award-winning acting and for it to be an Oscar-winning movie, and it's like you go for a creature feature to see the creature, like Aliens, Godzilla.
Well, a lot of things with these superhero movies is, I think they do actually a good job of making them superheroes, but at the same time, some of them you're able to actually relate to as well, more so than some of these movies that Scorsese has done and De Niro has done.
Yeah, because I'm never going to
and
be
there's
a
been
white.
some stinkers,
Yeah.
and the public has spoken with their silence.
Mhm. I mean, I don't identify as I'm a white male. I don't identify as a white, Italian gangster. I don't know how that would even be. I mean, I don't know.
What about a white Irish gangster?
White Irish gangster with a bunch of blow. Yeah, no.
Speaking of movies, though, in that sort of genre of the gangster movies. I saw The Kitchen here recently. That came out.
That actually, did it make it to the theaters?
Yeah, it was at the
Barely.
theaters, but not very long.
For about 12 minutes.
Really?
But I really enjoyed the movie. It was really good.
I read the first issue of it, and it was pretty good. I mean, it was interesting.
But the movie's good. I would recommend going to see it.
So speaking of movies on a comic podcast, it seems like Hollywood is really dipping into the comic creator pool because Hollywood is pretty bankrupt of ideas, and the comic creators have shown they have lots of ideas and they can make a sequential story.
Oh yeah.
And a visual story that's not just that translates to other. So I think that's one of the reasons that comics are being mined so heavily.
Well, and with that also they have a built-in audience. You don't have to worry about I mean, in a way, in their mind.
But even the Stumptown,
Right.
the ones that aren't traditional comic fare, but
Right. Well, I know a lot of people bashed it, but the Captain Marvel movie, it was a fun movie. Did I think it changed anything? No. But I mean, it was a fun movie that I thought handled the source material as well as they could have with the story. But I mean,
It was good that Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie. Otherwise, it would have been.
as I say, some people liked it.
well,
some
and the
didn't.
movie that I saw versus the movie that I was expecting from all the stuff online were completely different.
Was it better or worse?
What I saw was much better than
Yeah.
what I was expecting.
Yeah.
From all the hype online, I thought, oh, this is they're just going to beat us to death with all these social messages, and I didn't feel that way.
Mm-mm.
So it's
No.
I don't know if they were reading more into it, or if they didn't actually watch the movie, they just read the summary and decided that this fits our cause, or
I don't know.
What was that, Down?
I said, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Speak up.
I did. I said, I don't know.
So
All
what
right.
else?
I don't know. What else you got?
I don't got anything else.
You got anything else?
No,
You got
not
anything?
me.
I just want to mention that there is a new
That's what I was
Kickstarter
going to say. Kickstarter.
by a guy named Jesse White, and it's called Strange Adventures, and it's a throwback to the old black and white magazines
And
from
we
the
talked.
70s.
And I was asking for. We had talked about him previously on.
Yeah.
He's the one that did the Frazetta.
Yeah, he did the
Yeah,
Frazetta
Frazetta,
video
yeah.
on YouTube, Came
Yeah.
the Dawn.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched that, I highly suggest it. It's a really good video.
Yes, it is.
But he also does a lot of videos, like different shading techniques and perspective techniques and page layouts, and it all came from John Buscema, and because he's a huge John Buscema fan, and
As should everybody be a John Buscema fan.
his Kickstarter is called Strange Adventures, and it's I think he said 64 pages or 80-page magazine. And it's kind of, there's some pulp stories, there's a noir story, there's a Jungle Babe story, and
We'll definitely put that link on our Facebook page. You can check it out.
So what are your thoughts on this? Everybody's going crazy about this Hellboy showing up in earlier the poster of him of Hellboy. Now the thing that I think is even more significant than him showing up as that poster,
Mm-hmm.
which is just,
what are you saying, that it's a new first appearance?
It's a cameo. It's in number 14.
what's more
Like that.
significant to me though is that in the indicia, that's where they say they put the copyright for Hellboy at on that particular issue with the one with the poster. I think that's more more decisive than the poster itself is that they're saying this is where Hellboy starts.
So it'd be
You know who says that?
People that don't
People
have
that don't
San
have-
Diego Comics #2
Yeah, people that don't have San Diego Comics #2 or X-Men 21.
or Dime. What's that Dime one?
The Italian, the dime press or something. Yeah. It was Italian, wasn't it?
I think it was Italian. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like the first appearance of Wolverine isn't Hulk 181. Well,
it's
yeah,
180.
it is.
It's.
You know who says it's 180? People that don't have Hulk 181.
I have 181.
Not yet. You're still paying it
That's
off,
just
aren't you?
paying it off. Yeah. Anytime a character shows up on a page, that's their first appearance for the first time. Period.
But
But
on what kind of page? Because then
Right.
you get, your previews had the
anytime a comic. I mean, that's like the whole argument with Jimmy Olsen. Also,
or
being
Live
first.
Wire.
Yeah.
Well, her first appearance is when they showed the cover of next month's on the
Yeah.
last
that's-
page of the one before.
It's a tricky area, and that's just
It's basically whatever the majority finally decides that it is, and are putting their money down for.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the way it used to be with Harley Quinn. It used to be her first appearance was Mad Love.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And then people said, no, it's Batman Adventures 12. And
the money shifted that direction.
And the public agreed that it was Batman Adventures 12, and that's her first appearance. Because no one can find that little kid's book.
Almost got him.
Except Terry for $1.
Was it what?
I don't have it. No,
Almost
I
got
don't
him
have
the audio tape or something like that.
It's an audio tape, yeah.
I think it's a
in the
story.
book
I
comes
got
with
one.
it.
James
You got
has
you don't have the audio tape, though, do you?
No.
Well, then
You only have half of her first appearance.
You got the
You
half
have-
that important though.
You have her .5 appearance.
We do have River City. Goes back right to the Music Man. Sorry. Riverside Comic Expo is coming up on December the 7th at the Sherman Miller Jewish Center over on 71st. If you're in Oklahoma, if you're in Tulsa,
That Dal still hasn't made flyers for.
flyers. We will have flyers in the shop. We had a meeting this morning. Flyers are done.
I had flyers done months ago.
We're not going there. So
That was
we
one.
do have the lady.
In the Tramp.
Yes, Lady in the Tramp. Who I just forgot her name now. We have comic guests. We have Mark Lamming will be there, who's done stuff for Marvel, DC, 2000 AD, the British stuff. Meryl's the one I can't think of her first name now. She created Strawberry Shortcake. And we've
I
got.
can have her. I have
You
a
can.
strawberry.
You have Strawberry Shortcake #1, don't you?
No, I have a Strawberry Shortcake album.
You do. Well,
LP,
you know what?
yes.
She would probably be happy to sign it for you. Rob Harmon will be there. He
Then I
does.
wouldn't be able to play
You can still play
It's
it.
a picture disc.
Don't you have a sleeve?
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
sleeve.
thank you. He does Rhythm My Rhythm. It's a comic based in Tulsa, and we'll have some gaming demonstrations going on and stuff. It's from 11 to 5 on December the 7th.
So what kind of stuff we're gonna have going on there? We got comic guests.
We got
And-
comic guests.
And Dealer Supreme Carrie Stone will be there.
Carrie will be
Carrie
there.
Stone.
Him and he.
So we
they
got
will-
we got comics that are gonna be there. Comics to buy.
lots of comics. Yeah.
Lots of comics.
Yeah.
You have some sort. What
Gaming.
kind of gaming you gonna have?
Uh,
Computer gaming, board gaming.
Actually, tabletop gaming. We'll have Magic the
Tabletop
Gathering
gaming.
being demoed, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons demonstrations,
It's gonna be an
and
anime contest.
an anime
All right, yeah.
cosplay. Yes, there's a
Cosplay
cosplay contest. Yeah. Also,
Are you dressing up?
did you let
as
me
Big
get this
Bird?
out? Did you hush up?
Are you going to dress
I'm
up
done
as
with you.
Felix Carrington?
I might.
There you go. See. We also have Pulp Adventures Call of Cthulhu game being demonstrated there. So
Cool. Kenny's in for that, right?
What?
You're gonna play the Call of Cthulhu game.
role playing game. Yeah.
I might watch it.
Call of Cthulhu, where your most important stat is how fast you can run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or your sanity.
Or sanity. Yes.
How fast you can run is the most important.
That's how you keep your sanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing a on the 23rd of November a pre-sale. We'll be at the Vintage Toy Mall in Broken Arrow. You can get in. Tickets are $10 to get in. If you get the pre-sale, it'll be $5. So we'll be out there doing that. We, as us three, are been invited to be out there. I know I'll be out there. So if you two want to be out there and check out some stuff, and we'll probably do a live streaming on Facebook from there. So.
At the Vintage Toy Mall?
At the Vintage Toy Mall on the 23rd, from 11 to 5, right?
There's comics there, of course. They have just tons and tons of toys throughout the years. It's crazy.
And we actually will be doing a live podcast at the con through Facebook streaming with audience participation. So people can ask us questions.
Do they want to ask us questions?
I'm sure someone wants to ask us questions.
I don't want to hear your answer.
I won't be there on the 23rd.
That's fine. That's okay.
That's for birthday party.
I know it is. That's right.
You can have your birthday party at the Vintage Toy Mall.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
That's
you
it.
Got anything else?
I don't know, James. You got anything you'd like to discuss?
Nope.
All right.
The price of tea in China went down, I think. So that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You always enjoy talking about
I
that.
do.
Anything else you'd like to talk about, Kenny?
So the Brightwisers, remember they did
Yeah. Mitch and Elizabeth?
Mitch and Elizabeth, yes. They did an Indiegogo. Man, it's been a while, okay? And it was for a book called Red Rooster.
Right.
The one that's going to be coming out in the Walmart, right? Is that correct?
No.
That one?
Not
That's
Red
a different
Rooster.
one? Okay.
Well, maybe. I don't know. So they've been under fire because they still haven't delivered Red Rooster.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did was took the money they made on their Indiegogo from Red Rooster because their goal was like shattered. I mean, they made a lot of money off that. They took that money and started a new independent company and are now doing 3 more books, one by Blake Northcott and Kelsey Shannon, Kevin Grivo.
From Underworld fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing a book called Bass Reeves, and I can't remember the artist's name, but he's a good artist. He worked on the Batman Adventures stuff. And another book by Butch Geis.
Okay.
So, and they're going to have them in a retail outlet of 4,000 stores, so that's why I say Walmart, but they haven't named the company.
Right.
Okay.
But them being from Arkansas, and what other retail outlet has 4,000 stores? Right. So
Barnes and Noble. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
but are they still gonna? They're still gonna be getting them out to their fans, right?
Yes, they've done an Indiegogo, and if you back the Indiegogo, you'll get the 3 books from the Indiegogo. Did they ship out
Red Rooster?
And he's saying first quarter of 20 for Red Rooster, and so they've been coming under a lot of fire because they still haven't delivered Red Rooster, but they also did what everybody was wanting and created a new independent company.
Good.
So
as long as I mean they're up front with the people that supported them,
and so
let them know
they weren't real upfront with why it was so late, but when they finally said, "Look, now we can talk about it. This is why it's late," I didn't have a problem with it.
No, I mean,
but they couldn't say, "Hey, we're working on a deal with, this retail store to get books in it," and blah blah blah, because that would have interfered with getting the contract signed.
Now, are they going to be like trades, or are they going to be single issue comics, or
no idea?
Single issue, from what I understand.
Okay, cool.
Have you guys got anything from TKO lately? They got a new book out that looks like pretty interesting that I might check out. I don't think you care for him too much, but a new I think Jeff Lemire is doing it.
Yep, nope, I'm off.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out. Sorry, Jeff.
But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, TKO, they've been pretty good about what they're trying to put out. So, I mean, if they're in charge of it, in charge of what he's putting together, then it might be pretty good. So, stuff I've read from TKO so far has been pretty good. And the packaging is awesome. And
yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't knock their packaging. I mean,
it's kind of like getting a really large PS2 game back, or PS1 game back in the day, the big boxes of PS1 games.
Or like the CD packages.
The long box.
Long box of CDs.
Yeah, so. Okay.
All right. I'm ready for the con, I guess.
That's all.
That's
I
all
got.
you got?
I just wanted to let people know that
It's
back
kinda-
off of Mitch and Elizabeth, man.
And happy.
They're trying to help the comic community,
good.
getting comics back into stores.
That's right. And you mentioned her birthday's the 23rd. Yours is tomorrow.
Hers is actually the 18th, but
The
her
18th,
party's
but
the
the
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
And yours is tomorrow.
Yep.
So, big 48.
Sure, we'll go with that.
All right.
And a happy Veterans Day.
Yes, thanks. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy
Thank you
Veterans
all
Day
for
to
your
all
service. Yes, definitely. All right, this is Dalian.
Terry.
Kenny.
Carrington.
James.
Bye.